There are now a simply ridiculous amount of games to look forward to in 2023. So many that it would be a fool's errand to try and list them all. But when has that ever stopped us before? Here we go. Kicking things off in July, we've got Exo Primal, a team-based online game that pits humanity and their advanced exosuit technology against their natural adversaries, dinosaurs. This comes straight to Xbox Game Pass on July 14th too, so see you on the man vs. Sword battlefield very soon indeed. Immortals of Avium is a fantastical first-person shooter that will have you slinging spells from your fingertips like a trigger-happy Merlin, and it arrives on July 20th. Fighting isn't just about having the heart of a lion and the eye of the tiger, it actually involves a whole lot of time management. Punch Club 2 Fast Forward is a fighter management sim and it lands on July 20th. Xbox Series X and S players will have a chance to go up against Remnant's monstrous horde once again as the second game arrives on July 25th. If you're a fan of the TV series The Expanse, then mark July 27th in your calendar because that's when Telltale will be bringing their patented brand of narrative gameplay to the series.
Alright, it's my turn now, Bex, and I've got something for you that's completely different. I've got a touching tale about how bonds are formed over food, which I know that you and I can totally relate about. But you all watching this video need to check out Venba on July 31st. This is a narrative cooking game that has you playing as an Indian mum in the 80s, whipping up all sorts of tasty dishes, and I'm basically hungry talking about it. Now, for a game that lets you dig right into the nuts and bolts of the Formula 1 racing, you've got to check out F1 Manager 2023 when it comes tearing into town on July 31st. We've then got XDefiant. It's a fast-paced, free-to-play, first-person shooter featuring factions from all across the Ubisoft universe. This one's been hyped up quite a lot, and it will be bringing all of those F words to Xbox this summer. Misfit heroes defending a vibrant galaxy and having a blast in the process sounds a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's actually Super Space Club. This lo-fi shooter will arrive on August 4th. Now, we've spoken about this one in other videos, and it is quite clearly mental. And if you've got warm memories of pixel art RPGs and iconic 80s wrestlers like Macho Man Randy Savage, then Wrestlequest is going to hit you with a powerbomb of pure nostalgia when it takes the ring on August 8th.
Xbox Series X and S gamers will get to wield an ancient gauntlet in Atlas Fallen come the 10th of August, taking down all kinds of fantastical beasts with their fancy new glove. If you like stealth, strategy, and stealing stuff, then chart a course for Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew. Set in an alternative universe of the golden age of piracy, it will be sailing onto Xbox Series X and S on August 17th. Leatherface is all revved up and ready to go for a brand new asymmetrical horror game based on the iconic horror movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The red stuff will start flying on August 18th. The penitent one has awoken and it seems like he got up on the wrong side of the bed. So Xbox Series X and S gamers are going to have to put him back to sleep in the gorgeously gothic side-scrolling actioner Blasphemous 2, which arrives on August 24th. From Software are taking a break from the Dungeons & Dragons to go back to their roots with a brand new Armored Core game. The 6th entry in this mech-mashing series will arrive on August 25th.
Okay, come on, back over to me now, because I've got some turn-based RPGs for you, and they do not make them like they used to. Except, they totally do, and they're called Sea of Stars. This game is a modern take on the classic formula, which lands on August 29th, and that's another one sailing straight into Game Pass 2. Guys, I'm really sorry, but I think we've all been misled by a singing crustacean, because it turns out that everything isn't better down where it's wetter under the sea. At least not according to Under the Waves, which looks really cool, arrives on August 29th, and this narrative game tells a heartbreaking story about the power of grief, so you might need some tissues for that one. Alright, bit of a tone shift for you, but in this third-person survival horror game, Daymare 1994 Sandcastle, players will get to explore a secret military research centre where something has gone horribly wrong, which seems to happen more often than not these days. If you like RoboCop, then rejoice because you're getting a brand new first-person shooter game. RoboCop Rogue City releases on September and looks class. Chants of Sennaar is a mysterious language-based adventure inspired by the myth of Tower of Babel, and it arrives on September 5th.
On the 6th, we've got a little game called Starfield shooting onto Game Pass. Maybe you've heard of it. Bethesda's sprawling space-based RPG lets players loose on a whole galaxy filled with planets to explore, quests to undertake, and bad guys to shoot. Take a trip over to the Hawaiian island of Oahu on September 14th for some rest, some relaxation, and a whole lot of racing with the Crew Motorfest. Lies of P is a stunning steampunk Souls-like based on the story of Pinocchio, and it will be with us on September 19th with a free demo now. And if you're feeling intimidated by those belly poke beasties, check out our tips video now, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for more expert Xbox advice in the future. An iconic fighting series will be going back to its roots on September 19th with Mortal Kombat 1. You might say that's a confusing way to title the 12th game in a series, but do you really want to argue with folk who design decapitations for a living? Party Animals is a fuzzy physics-based brawler which is going to let us all unleash our inner Looney Tunes when it arrives day one on Game Pass on September 20th.
I absolutely loved the last one in this series, so I'm very excited to hear that the Payday crew have figured out the combination to the Game Pass Vault, so the third entry in this beloved co-op shooter series will be sneaking in as a day one edition on September 21st. I cannot wait. Anyway, this next one is about managing a charming little ranch full of delightful dinosaurs, and it's called Paleo Pines, which is a business farming simulator, and it opens for business on September 26th. This is another one from the Xbox Game Showcase, and funnily enough, Fall is the American name for the current release window listed for JUSON, as well as the main thing that you'll be trying not to do. It's a day one Game Pass release, and this exceptionally chill climbing adventure will let you clamber up through lush biomes and hang out with interesting characters. Just don't look down and fall, but it looks amazing, trust me. We've also got a brand new Lord of the Rings universe game, Return to Moria, and that does exactly what you expect it to do, which is return to the mines of Moria, and it is a survival crafting game that you all might want to check out. Now that PC players have been fed, the roguelike restaurant manager PlateUp will be taking orders from console players too this October, with Game Pass members firmly at the front of the line. Now, if I remember correctly, the anime-inspired action RPG Sword Art Online Last Recollection will arrive on October 5th.
Forza Motorsport will be unleashing the full power of the Xbox Series X and S for some of the most eye-wateringly realistic racing we've ever seen, racing onto Game Pass on October 10th. With incredibly advanced physics, gorgeous visuals, and an exhaustive upgrade system, this one is all but guaranteed a place on the podium. Assassin's Creed will be returning to its stealthy roots with Mirage on October 12th, so you won't be able to solve all of your problems with bludgeonings anymore. Wander the realm of the dead and try not to get sent there permanently in the next-gen Souls-like Lords of the Fallen, which will arrive on October 13th. One of gaming's great cult heroes, Alan Wake, returns for a new next-gen adventure on October 17th. We'll all be heading to the Endless Dungeon for some tactical twin-stick shooting action on October 19th.
Alright, I'm back, because I wanted to ask you a big question. Do you have a passion for urban planning? Are you determined to build the perfect metropolis? If you've said yes to both those things, get your street maps out and get ready for city management sim City Skylines 2, which is landing day one onto Game Pass on October 24th. Now, this one is the godfather of survival horror, and it returns looking better than ever with the crisp and still very creepy reboot of Alone in the Dark, and it will go bump in the night as of October 25th with David Harbour and Jodie Comer in the cast. Kazuma might have ceded the spotlight for a little while, but the original Yakuza star is back for a knuckle-bruising new fighting game adventure with Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. What a name. And it will be kicking down your doors on November 9th. Now, another confirmation from the Xbox Showcase was that the Phantom Thieves are back, and they've got a new cute look and a new brand of tactical gameplay, and it is for Persona 5 Tactica, and it will be slinking straight onto Game Pass on November 17th. This one's been on our cards for a while, but it is an extremely exciting game, and I'm very excited to be stumbling back into the exclusion zone for Stalker 2's Heart of Chernobyl, and it's coming out this December. This hotly anticipated survival shooter will also be coming straight into Game Pass. Happy days.
It's going to be a blue Christmas this year with the first-person adventure Avatar Frontiers of Pandora hitting Xbox Series X and S on December 7th. Try to cheat death in this futuristic pixel art adventure 3 minutes to 8, currently set to arrive late this year. And breathe. On top of that exhausting list of games, we've got another massive pile that are aiming for a 2023 release, but don't have specific dates yet. So, here we go. We'll have more philosophical brain teasers to puzzle over and more lush locations to go a-puzzling in with the Talos Principle 2. If you'd rather cut to the chase, Ghostrunner 2 is inbound with another delivery of fleet-footed first-person action.
Arriving day one on Game Pass, Replaced will see players side-scrolling in dazzling style as they slug their way through a gorgeously grim version of the past. Next up, also coming straight to Game Pass, is the ninja-filled stealth platform Ereban Shadow Legacy. Although it's so darn sneaky, you might not even see it arrive. This is also a very fun named game, and this is turn-based RPG Battlecakes, and it's been in the oven for a while now, but that will just make its customizable cupcake combat all the sweeter when it hits this year. And this one, no, it's not a darkly comic Irish film starring Colin Farrell and a donkey. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden is a story-driven action RPG that sees a pair of ghost hunters waging war on all things paranormal. And while this won't star a dog or a delicious chocolate bar, Bounty Star does involve a whole lot of heavily armed mech suits beating bolts out of one another, so that'll work too.
In Cocoon, whole worlds can be contained inside little orbs that you can carry on your back, which makes for some exceptionally smart puzzles and some lumbar issues probably. Gaiden Chronicle 100 Heroes will be bringing its epic JRPG storytelling straight to Game Pass, which is also where you'll find its charming prequel, Gaiden Chronicle Rising. Guns and Gods will collide in the open-world action RPG Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. We'll find out who wins when it comes to Game Pass on release day, though the smart money is probably on the gods. The Killer Clowns have come from outer space once again for some asymmetrical multiplayer action. Xbox Series X and S should prepare to be charmed with the adorable dimension-hopping platformer, the Plucky Squire, on its way.
You can also take to the high seas for some next-gen piracy with Skull and Bones. We've also got another iconic arcade fighter series that returns to the arena with Tekken 8. Thirsty Suitors is about a woman that battles her way through old flames, Scott Pilgrim style, in a turn-based RPG that arrives on Game Pass day one. Warhammer fans that are eating good right now, prepare for another course because there's more grim dark goodness coming to Game Pass in the shape of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Oh sorry, I actually forgot to say that it's double dessert today because finally we've got Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, and it's a real-time strategy game which will see Xbox Series X and S gamers leading 4 different factions into epic battles. So, look, hopefully you'll all agree the second half of 2023 looks absolutely packed and stacked, but I want to ask you all one simple question. What are you looking forward to the most? Let us know in the comments. We'll read some of them. Bye!